Friends, hello and welcome to this reading, this divine masculine power messages, helping you determine whether you're still on the right path or not. I want to welcome you all in, whether you're new to this channel or whether you're returning, whether you're divine masculine or whether you're cross-watching as a divine feminine for the divine masculine. Welcome, welcome. This channel is fairly new. It's a spin-off from my other channel, TLC for the Soul. So if you like what you see or like what you hear, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our readings. And without further ado, before I bring in any of the first cards, many of the cards used here on the channel are my own creations, my own decks. So if you like anything you see here on the channel, all the links to everything I talk about are always in the description of the video. So I invite you to settle in as I wrap us all in love light and light love, inviting in the spirit guides who overlight this channel, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, the Pleiadians, inviting you to step into this space. So for those of you watching, I also invite you to listen with your master senses. Not only just the messages that I'm sharing, but anything that you might see or hear during the reading that's not something I specifically point out to you. Could be a message meant specifically just for you. And I'm really excited on the divine masculine front. I feel like I'm being guided to do more readings for the masculine. There's plenty out there for the divine feminine, but there's not a lot of high vibe. I shouldn't say that. I feel like there's not a lot of like really high vibe content for the divine masculine. So I'm just guided to do more for you guys or gals. All right. So just got my water going. What else? There was something else I wanted to say and now I don't know what it was. All right. Divine masculine, are you on the right path? What wisdom, what guidance do the guides have for you? Oh, I know what I was going to say. I'm getting some really cool card decks for the divine masculine, and I'm designing some decks specifically geared towards the divine masculine. So those are more to come. So I usually bring the decks in from the left side of the screen. I've got the Shuffled Up Tarot. This is an indie deck. I've modified this deck from its original version, but it's calling out to be the first card on the table for you guys, you all, guys, gals, whatever. I just don't get caught up in these semantics. All right, so let's see what fell to the floor here. Something fell to the floor off screen. So it's a pair of glasses lenses, and they're brand new lenses that fit in my, I'll just show you, that fit in my cycling glasses. So I think we may need to do some third eye chakra clearing. So I feel like for you guys, you're coming into like a higher vision, we've talked about this before, like a higher vibe, like you're seeking out higher vibe content. You're seeking out, your third eye has been opened kind of to the truths of things. There's certain things you no longer resonate with. And so you're kind of questioning a lot of stuff right now. And the message overall is, yeah, you're on the right path, but the path is like shifting to like a higher vibe path than what you have normally been used to. And so I think for you, you're kind of, that's why you're questioning, like, well, we don't have any cards out on the table, but that's why you're questioning, like, am I still on the right trajectory of where I'm going in my life? Because this just feels kind of like foreign territory to me. And so the first card that came out, this card has come out for y'all before, is the Two of Pentacles, with this, even though it's the Two of Pentacles, it kind of reminds me of the Fool card. Like he's on that unicycle. It's just like child's play and fun, and not taking things too seriously. If you've been called into a spiritual, embark on a spiritual journey, like the first thing you should know is just like it is serious in a sense. Like you're doing some serious work on yourself, but you might as well just not. You might as well just have fun doing it, because it could be a long and winding path. That's all. I don't know. I get the sense there's like folks watching that have maybe been doing this work for a while and are kind of like, what's next for me now? And there's folks that are kind of like a little bit newer to to the spiritual journey that you're having, and so you're kind of questioning like, what's happening to everything that I've always known about my life? It all just seems to be different now. All right, my hands are going to this is my homemade deck, Labyrinth of Dragonshire. We're just going to pull a few cards out of here. So the first cards out were Ouch, My Icky Breaky Heart. This is from just a deck that I've drawn. And are Within the power of the trees lies the secrets to all you need. So part of being on a spiritual path, a spiritual journey, is lots of work on healing yourself, healing your heart, healing from things that have happened in the past, becoming a better version of yourself through realizing that a lot of the things that you're holding on to, they're saying like grudges and, arguments you may have had, like all of that crap basically will be healed through a spiritual journey. And you'll end up realizing that all of that stuff that you're holding on to has to go in order for you to lighten your energetic load on yourself and lighten your vibration. And one of the best ways for anybody, doesn't matter if you're divine masculine or divine feminine, especially if you're kind of new and you're not really sure what you're doing here, is just to get outside and let nature help you clear your vibe and clear your energy. Now on this channel, as well as my other channel, TLC for the Soul, we do a lot of light language. If you're new to light language, settle in because it's going to get fun. We bring in light language from all different things, star seeds and dragons and lots of different things to help you. And we always kind of tell you what they are, what the light language is, where it's coming from, what it's going to do. And you can always choose to accept it or not accept it in terms of something you want to come in and clear your energy or whatever we say it's going to do. Just like with any healing modality, you have free will choice to just say, I don't accept that, or I do, or this sounds weird. I don't know what it is. I choose not to accept it. But getting outside, having fun. Let's see. I'm going to get my deck Shaman's Drum. Let me shift out some of these decks here. And I do walk around as I'm doing my readings. So if you hear me walking, I live in an old house. It's over 100 years old. The floors are creaky. I'm upstairs. The floor shakes a little bit. The tripod might move. And, just going with the flow is another message to y'all. Like, just take things. It's not like with a grain of, because the guys are saying with a grain of salt. But no, it's not taking things with a grain of salt, because it is serious work. It's like you're doing serious work, but you need to be able to have fun while you're doing it. So this is my deck, my creation, Shaman's Drum Oracle. Let's see what else, what other messages we have for y'all. Oh, we keep getting this card for the Divine Masculine. TP. It's safe here. Come inside and rest a while. So for many of you, I think you're coming from very high pressured jobs where you have a lot of stress and a lot of responsibility. And Get ready. Because on this spiritual path, on a spiritual journey, you may find over time, I'm not saying right away your whole world is going to change, but over time you may find that all of that no longer starts to resonate with you anymore, and you are seeking to find a different way of being in the world, a different way of working in the world, and a different way of showing up for yourself. And part of that would be finding something that isn't, finding something that isn't stressful, finding something that's more peaceful. Maybe for some of you, they're saying it's retiring and going into business for yourself. These are very specific examples. Taking on, a partner in your business to help you lighten the load, delegating a lot of responsibilities if you're an entrepreneur to, oh my God, I got so many chills there. So when I say I get so many, I swear somebody's going to start putting in the comments like so many chills, because a lot of readers that I watch, they have like their little catchphrases, and at least my favorite ones do. And so I feel like for this one, our channel, the catchphrase a lot of times is going to be like so many chills. Because when I get a lot of chills, it's the guides telling me that I'm on track with what I'm saying, or that it's really kind of hitting home for some of you. And so if you're an entrepreneur, then you are being, you'll be guided to like delegate a lot of your responsibilities to like an apprentice type person who could possibly take over for you one day, so that you can go out and enjoy like the good life and step away from. So I really feel like for those watching this, like I feel like we've got like a 30s to 40s kind of like 40s, 50s, 30s to 50s kind of age range, kind of being guided to listen and watch this reading. So you're the ones that have been working at your craft for quite some time, and you've either amassed enough wealth, personal wealth, to where you could retire early, or you're not ready to retire, and because maybe you are an entrepreneur, you have your own business, but you're ready to step away from the day-to-day, strife, the day-to-day workings of your own business, and let somebody else who's younger and doesn't really care, not that they don't really care, but somebody who's younger and wants to do all of that, like they're saying grunt work, so that you can, take some time off and go do, like, just enjoy your company kind of working for you with, what is it called? I can't think, like multiple streams of income. They're starting to work for you now. And so you don't have to be so much in the daily grind of things. All of that is starting to be able to support you to where you don't have to show up to the office every day and sit down at the desk and do something. You're being able to take more liberty with your time and allow other people to handle the day-to-day stuff for you, so that you can start enjoying your life more. Wow, sounds great. Who are you people? Hang out with you guys. They want me to clear the third eye now, because they want you to start imagining, and because you creational energy happens in a kind of stream. There's a vortex in the ethers, the spirit world, kind of where all the ideas and things that you want and everything that you've decided, like your goals, your aspirations, your dreams, kind of live in this vortex. And you use your third eye, which is kind of right at your hairline, to envision those things happening. Some may call it using your imagination, depending on your level of like spiritual wording. You may just say, I use my imagination, or I envision these things happening. And so part of that is creational energy, is you envisioning what you want, creating a vision for it. And then there's so much dragon light language. I can't even finish what I'm saying. Hold on. And then there's your Ajna chakra, which is kind of what most people call the third eye, which is kind of like right at your brow line. That's your divine willpower center. So that fires up. So once you bring something down from the ether, some goal that you've been working on, you use your third eye to envision it happening. You will use your throat chakra potentially to speak things into being, speak intentions, speak goals, say certain things. And your willpower center helps you, that and your solar plexus chakra kind of help you to push through and make those things happen, right? And move those things into a 3D reality, whatever those things might be. And that's how, that's kind of like the quantum mechanics behind what you are doing in terms of creating things. But the third eye, the envisioning center, we're going to do a little bit of clearing there because I just feel like you guys probably don't clear your energy enough. But let's start envisioning the things that are coming up during this reading, because I feel like the overall message of am I on the right path is like, yes, it may feel a little weird to you right now because it might be a little new to what's going on. Or you may have been on the path for a little while, but things are shifting and higher upgrade, like you're getting an upgrade. And so it feels a little wobbly, like, oh golly, what just happened? We've had some my God, I can't talk. Astrology shifts late, just recently I'm recording this right after the spring equinox in the Northern Hemisphere in March. And we've had Saturn and Pluto change signs, which causes big changes. So for those of you who are a little bit more spiritually knowledgeable, it could be like, whoa, I just totally got like, feel like am I still in the right planet? So hold on, let's take a deep breath together and let's do this light language to clear the third eye so that you can start imagining, envisioning some of the things that are coming up for you in the cards. Okay, deep breath, I can't even talk. Deep breath and exhale. Now I'm going to bring in this light language, very activating, and it's going to clear your third eye. And usually the results, the activations last for about 24 to 48 hours before they start to taper off. So between the time you get this activation and the next 24 to 48, you could be having a lot of visions about new things that are coming to you that you kind of were stored up in your vortex somewhere, but maybe you weren't quite aware of them yet. And then they're going to start coming down as like new ideas, new things you might want to take action on, new things you want to envision for yourself and so forth. So here comes the light language. Just relax and be open to receiving this light language. And if you're not, then just say you're not. And you can just stand by for a second while we deliver it for everybody else. Okay. Okay, take a deep breath. All right, so that was Dragon light language, and some Pleiadian light language came into. There's like a DNA activation that happened there, kind of a turning on of dormant stuff in your DNA that's ready to be activated now. So you can head out on this. It's the right path. It's just a shinier, kind of more upgraded path. All right, so now they're saying I can continue with cards. So I'm bringing in the Gil Tarot. Come on, Divine Masculine. Am I on the right path? Oh my God, these cards keep coming out for the masculine every time I do a reading. Okay, so this is the High Priest. What is card number 5? Is that the Emperor? I think it's the Emperor. I don't know, the High Priest. And the Page of Cups with creativity. Oh my goodness. Why do you guys keep getting these same cards over? I don't know. If you're new to my channel, then you're like, what is she talking about? But we just lately, over the past 2 or 3 readings, we keep getting the Page of Cups for the masculine, and this High Priest card / Emperor card has been coming out too. So it's a balance between your, golly gee. It's a balance between your inner child side, which as part of your spiritual path is starting to open up more. Going back to things you loved in childhood, going back to that innocent feeling again. We just talked about you like getting out of the ho-hum doldrums of kind of everyday life and allowing yourself to have more fun, allowing yourself to have time to explore your goal, like your hobbies and stuff, like stuff that you've set aside for a while now while you've been working on, your empire, So, oh my gosh, who are you people that have these empires? Email me. No, oh my God, it's flirty for sure. And you guys have like flirty energy. Yeah, I just don't take any emails, by the way. It's like finding what you love to do, getting your hands in the earth. We talked about this the last reading too, about gardening and throwing pots. What's it called? Like working with clay and landscaping and wood whittling. Like it just keeps coming up. And the High Priest energy is, or the Emperor. To me, when I get this card, it's kind of like, the High Priestess wants her High Priest, so to speak. So you're leveling up. And, this channel, we do talk a lot about divine counterparts. And they just always seem to weasel their way into every single reading. Soulmates, whatever label you put on them, twin flames, soul flames. I tend to call them divine counterparts, but it's to me, my definition, you can put whatever definition you want. But to me, it's like you're one, like two people who are aligned at the same or very, very similar frequency to each other. And it's a high vibe, spiritually based, I'm going to say romantic partnership is what I define as a divine counterpart, twin flame, whatever the heck you want to call it. All the other stuff that people call it, if you want to vibe with that too, that's your choice. But that's kind of how I define it here on the channel. And so for me, it's like, hey, if I'm a high priestess, I want a high priest. So we want somebody, you are trying to align to somebody who is understanding of what you're going through on this spiritual journey. So if you've been spending a lot of time working on your spirituality, if you're in touch with your, some of you here, if you're in touch with your divine feminine side of yourself, divine masculine, if you are emotionally available, if you've done a lot of that healing and you're emotionally available, your heart's open, your psychic senses and your psychic powers then have increased. You work with the law of attraction and manifestation. And again, I'm like, who are these people? Right. But anyway, stop. Okay. Then you're finding a balance. Okay. So the whole message of that, it's taking me off on a tangent, is finding a balance between all the spiritual work you're doing on yourself and the spiritual journey and enjoying your life, okay? Because it is also too, like, we don't have to sit in meditation 5 hours a day and constantly clear our chakras and constantly be doing healing work on ourselves. it is sad. It just would be so boring and so, like, the guides are always like, lighten up, don't be so serious. I'm like, what do you mean don't be so serious? It's like, you're telling me I'm clearing ancestral lines. Here we go. We're leading into this, why this skull showed up today. Because it's not always here. Some of the things change out for these readings. And before, when I started putting the tarot board together, the table together, that candle wanted to come in, and that candle is my candle for the ancestors and for Samhain. And oh, that's the card that I drew today when I said, what is this reading about? This card, I don't know where it went now, but it's my Samhain card, and it has to do with ancestors and spirit, soul work. And it's like, you're telling me I'm clearing for ancestral lines, backwards and forwards, and we're clearing all these things from the past and past lives. And it's like, what do you mean don't be so serious? And it's like, okay, but take a time out, because you have free will choice, and you can decide, how much time you're going to spend in shamanic journeys and working with your shaman or whatever, and take some time out for yourself to just relax and have fun. Okay, so trying to balance out your day. They're saying a little bit better, because it sounds like there's like a heavy focus still on work and a heavy focus on, why is it shaman's drum? A heavy focus on shaman's drum. What does that even mean? A heavy focus on like the soul work, and not as much on like the personal, just fun time, like I said this last reading, like going out and skipping through the woods with your divine feminine or whatever, just giving yourself like an off day, even an off day from all the spiritual work that you're doing. I mean, you'll still be on the right path. You won't fall off the path if you give yourself, a day off of not doing any spiritual work at all. I think they're saying you're trying to catch up to someone. You're trying to catch up to someone who you feel is more higher vibe than you. Oh, you're trying to catch up to someone who you feel is more higher vibe than you. So you feel like if you do more spiritual work, that you'll get there faster and you'll align with that person faster. And the guides are saying they're saying that's part of the equation, but not the whole equation. I feel like I'm speaking to someone I know here. The other part of the equation that you kind of missing a little bit is the whole divine timing side of things. And it's like, it's not just that you align to this person. And I don't know what kind of alignment, like, what would you be trying to do to align? They just keep saying you just keep doing more soul work, so thinking that if you do more soul work and more soul work and more soul work, you'll vibe higher and you'll align faster to this divine counterpart that you're thinking about. And the message there is what? They just keep saying the message is divine timing, that you've already aligned to this soul. You're already aligned. It's now about divine timing. So I feel like the reading is kind of not switching, but we're kind of moving off in like a second message kind of a thing. So let's just put these cards up here. And let's just see where we go with that. You're already aligning. So let me, oh, geez, why do we always do this? They want me to get my deck Twin Hearts. This is my creation, my deck. This is all about divine counterparts and soulmates. Let's just see what the messages are from Twin Hearts. You're all I've ever wanted. They look very aligned, right? The bicycles look almost the same. Their clothing looks like, not the same, but they're wearing the same colors. They're looking at each other, like they're almost the same height. They look very aligned to each other. So the message there for those of you, and if you're not seeking a divine counterpart relationship, then it could be another type of soul contract that you're trying to align to. It could be, yeah, they're just saying some other partnership, and they're just saying leave that open for interpretation. But if it's a divine counterpart relationship, then they're saying you've already aligned to this person, and it's just about divine timing now. All right, so what then? So let's see, what's the advice then? Let's get my deck Happy Cloud, because divine timing, I'm sorry to say, it's like, for me, like the hardest one to like sit back. It's like the hardest pill to swallow of the whole message every time. And it's like, I totally understand, like, Source knows better than I do about what's going on, you know, especially if it involves other souls or soul contracts with other people. You know, you may just have one side of the story, and you may not know what the other party is going through individually. Timelines have to align, and so much with divine timing that at some point you just have to kind of throw up your hands and say, God, thy will be done, you know, because you can't make it happen any faster. It goes back to that message of the high priest, like, you're not going to make it happen any faster. No matter how many shamans journeys you do, or how much chakra clearing, or how much soul work you've already, it is kind of nice to hear. It is kind of nice to hear that you've already aligned to whoever this is, because now, again, you stop trying so hard. You stop trying so hard, and you just take some more time out to enjoy your life. Now, is this going to take, because sometimes, Spirit, I'm like, is this going to take, please don't, this is taking much longer. Is it going to take like months, years, days? How long are we talking about enjoying my life? Let's just see what advice comes out in Happy Cloud. Oh, divine timing. Your advice is island time. You need to slow down. So, and it goes back on top of teepee, which was resting a while. All right. So the message here, the second message for you is you're on the right path. This person has not shown, is the person showing up for them? This is a message for the divine masculine. Either way. The person could show up for you just magically in your reality, or you could be guided to reach out to someone who you've had your eye on for some time, like a secret admirer kind of thing. But either way, action will happen towards this manifestation. But there's nothing that you can do right now that you can physically do, or spiritually do, or mentally do, or emotionally do, other than hold the space for your manifestation, hold your vision. Hold the vision of it. So if you want it, continue to like live it and dream it and feel it into reality, right? Like, that's part of the art of manifestation, like feeling it and dreaming about it and daydreaming and all of that. Continue to hold space for it, for your manifestation. But they just keep saying, don't try so hard. There's nothing, you've already aligned to this soul contract. So I think that that's cause for celebration. I really do. That means potentially that you've done years and years of soul work on yourself. I mean, believe me, I'm right there with you. Like many, many, many years of soul work to align to this manifestation. And now that you're aligned, like now you just kind of keep doing what you're doing. You don't have to try so hard anymore to do that, because when you reunite with this person, so it sounds like is it a new person? It's a totally new contract. So it's nobody you've met in this lifetime. So reunite would be you're reuniting with a soul from somebody you've known maybe many past lifetimes ago. And when you reunite with this person, like you're going to have a whole brand new bunch of soul lessons to work on. So now it's kind of like this pause in the action. It's a pause in the action. No matter when you watch this video, this is a pause in the action for you to take some time, some island time. Oh my God. I really want to go to Hawaii so bad. I miss my little Lemuria so much. So I just live vicariously through the Hawaiian Vacation Guide. I just constantly watch their videos. So hey, I'm manifesting too. But some aloha time. So whatever that means to you, it's to slow down and relax and take care of yourself, because when divine timing kicks in for you and this whoever it is, if it's a soul contract, a soulmate, a friend, a divine counterpart, when it's time for this thing to get going, you're going to be very, very busy again, because you're going to be starting this whole new relationship with someone. And it's just, and they're saying it's a long-term thing. So, you know, this could be like not your only alone time, but this could be like your bachelor party, before you get back into a relationship with someone again. So, you know, take it easy on yourself, whatever that means. And if you got all this, you've got all the cash to be like going on a vacation, like go take a nice vacation by yourself somewhere. Go. I'll live vicariously through whoever you are. You know, go. So I don't know where y'all like to go, what y'all like to do, but if somebody gave me some big cash money and said, "We'll come in and take care of all your responsibilities for a while," I would definitely be booking a trip to the islands for sure. I just saw a place in Kauai that I want to go really bad now that I saw it. So, you know, that's on my vision board. But take time out for you. So let's just see if we can, do I even want to ask about timing? Let me just see if they'll share with us anything about the divine timing. This is my deck, Pleiadian Power. And then we'll wrap up the, like, how long do we have to be in this hiatus? Let's just see. I never, you know, I just stopped asking about all the divine timing stuff, but let's see if there's what they're going to share. Of course. So happy. Unconditional love makes me feel so good inside. Now, I will say that she's wearing a bathing suit and she is like going down some major looking falls there on that flamingo inner tube. So I don't know. Depending on when you're watching this, it gives me a very summery vibe. And so summer is right around the, you know, when does summer start wherever you're at? I don't know. Summer here. Who knows when it's ever going to start, if it's ever going to get here. Oh, go. They're saying, and they have said this before, for those of you that have watched any of my past videos, they have started saying that around, we had said that starting at the equinox, this has come up in past videos, that they weren't giving us timelines. So if you watched any of my other videos about this, it's a very similar message. They weren't giving us specific timelines because it could be different for each one of you, but that's starting with the equinox, which we just had a few days ago, and ending at the solstice, which in the northern hemisphere here, the solstice would be in June, be the summer solstice, ending at the solstice. By the time the solstice comes around, you would already be on your new adventure. So sometime between now that you're watching this and whenever the next solstice is for you, because who knows when you could be watching this. Is it the next summer solstice? Yeah, whenever the next summer solstice is for you, depending on when you're watching this, is when you will be up and running on your new adventure. So by the time that next summer solstice comes around, so if you're watching this when it drops, this is towards the end of March, you've got from the end of March until the mid of June. And by the mid of June, what's the solstice? Usually like the 20th or something. By the mid of June, you're already going to be off and running on your new adventure, which means you could possibly be having the divine timing, this soul contract kick off prior to that date. But again, you know, just be very loose with divine timing. It's not very often, though, that Spirit will give me those types of very direct timings. I've gotten really burned really bad. I've learned a lot of hard lessons about divine timing in the past. So when they share with me timings, I'm somewhat reticent to buy into them because I'm kind of like, is this another trick? Is this another trick to make me like have patience again? And just accept the fact that it's not happening right now. So just be very careful with timings, okay? And just know that they are giving us those. They're coming up with like Pirates of the Caribbean, like it's a guideline and not a rule. Just be very careful with timelines. Just be hopeful and excited about it and hopeful, but don't like totally like bank all your dollars on that. You know, I don't know what that sounds like. We're gambling in Vegas or something, but just don't totally put all your money on red or something like that, right? Because it just, I don't know, Spirit sometimes has a funny way of teaching us lessons, and some of it is can be weird lessons like that, okay? So just be very, and sometimes with timing too, I do have to say, like, this time they are being very specific, and they're making it sound like if you're listening to this when it drops, it's this year between the equinox and the solstice. But I have had some very vague timelines come up where it's like, aha, we said the solstice, but we didn't mean solstice 2022. We meant solstice 2023 or something. And it's like, well, why didn't you just say that? It's like, because you had to learn patience and acceptance and all of these other soul lessons. So we said we've aligned, so hopefully we've learned these lessons. You've learned these lessons, and you're ready for the next thing that's to come. But right now, you need to like conserve your energy and kind of like get some color back. They're saying get some color back in your cheeks. So get outside somewhere like where it's balmy and sunshiny, and enjoy some outdoor time. And just hold the space for that manifestation, because it will arrive in the right time, at the right place. You'll be very guided on any action you're supposed to take. And just keep saying, I'm on the right path. Everything's fine. Everything is turning out exactly as it should be according to divine will. God is my source. I'm divinely protected, divinely guided at all times. And just take a deep breath and just relax and go about your day. You've earned this. You really have earned it. You really should celebrate. Oh, that's really creepy. I just have two, these flies. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can't tell you. Oh, this fly, it's like a death and rebirth cycle, because I have this fly that just like was flying and just kind of like keeled over, and I don't know what it's doing. Anyway, I want to thank you all so much for joining me here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you, and we will see you all again soon. Take care.